Good day, everybody. This is Asmo here. I wanted to explain something about the god Khepri and give you a build alongside it. Khepri is a very well-known god to most of us. He is a guardian. As guardians go, he's pretty tanky, has a good base HP. He is pretty big. As you can see, his hitbox is pretty large. So this gives you some trouble sometimes when they want to hit you, but on the other hand, you are very good at body blocking for your allies. I have made a build for him, which we'll disclose in a minute, and it will deal with one of the major problems I have with this god. I really love this god, do not get me wrong, but it does have its problems, like any. First, let's see its kit. His kit, he has a passive, Fortitude. Every 5 seconds, Khepri applies a shield to himself and nearby allied gods for 2% of the target's maximum health for 15 seconds. The rate is slowed down to every 10 seconds while in combat. You see here this aura radiating. You see here the meter going up and boom, there it goes. That's his passive. His passive gives temporary HP, which you can see here in blue. If you are on a team with a Khepri, early game, if you can, just stand next to him. You get free temporary HP from just standing next to him. I mean, a free 10% HP is pretty nice. 2% per hit, you need 5 ticks and then you're full. It's just some free HP to start with. Khepri, of course, get this effect continuously. Next ability, or first ability I should say, Abduct. It's a dash. Khepri lunges forward, dealing damage to enemies he passes through. If he connects with an enemy god, he stops, grabs them, and starts pulling them backwards. Enemies are silenced for the duration of the pull. The pull duration increases over whenever you level it up. The damage as well. I'll show it here in a minion wave if we have enough of them. We still have a few. There we go. Go through them and hit both of them. Damage is okay. It's a good way to use as a lane clear, but it is also your only escape. The cooldown is relatively short though, so don't worry too much about it. First enemy god. You grab them, he's silenced, you pull them backwards. This is great for putting someone inside in an ally's ability, like a Kukulkan Whirlwind, Poseidon Whirlpool, inside an ult for Hades, for example. Stuff like that. Pull them out of position and make sure they can only focus on you. I'm not sure if they can only basic you, but I've never seen anyone try to basic anyone else but me when I was pulling him. Third ability. Or second ability. My apologies. Second ability. Third item. A Rising Dawn. It's a line ability. Khepri rolls the sun forward, setting ablaze all enemies it touches, reducing physical protections and dealing damage over time. Allies that are hit take reduced damage from enemies for the duration. This means that, of course, it deals damage. You can see it here. You can aim it. It's just a line. There it goes. The dot is applied. He also has a small aura around him. The aura, we will reset it in a moment. There it goes again. There's a glowing aura around him, which you can see here, the glowing bits. It just signals that hey, he has some kind of effect on him. This effect is that he has a reduced damage resistance. Let's see, yeah, reducing protections, physical protections. Protection debuff goes from 5 to 25% protection debuff. So if you have 100 protections, yeah, 25 gets reduced, gets shredded by its ability. This ability also protects your allies. Allies that are hit take reduced damage from enemies for duration. Damage reduction for your allies, 10 to 30% damage reduction. Which is pretty nice if you're in, for example, Kraken gets unleashed upon one of your allies and you throw this over them, that's 30% less damage. They have a bigger chance of surviving this. Throw this on your allies whenever they're in trouble and not only on your enemies. If you can, hit them both, allies and enemies alike. Your third ability is your main CC, in my opinion, Solar Flare. It's a great setup tool. It's a ground target. Khepri calls down the sun's ire at the target's location, dealing damage and rooting all targets in the area. Root duration increases when you level this up. The damage is okay, it's not really your damaging ability. It's pretty nice though. What does this do? Well, here, this area, everyone in it will be rooted. It does deal some damage, but it's a great setup tool because they cannot move away. Usually a good combo with Khepri is to use his 3. Let's see when we get it up again. I haven't have any items on me, so I don't have any cooldown reduction. You root them in place, you roll over them, and you grab them backwards. This is a good combo from Khepri. What you do with this is 1, you root them, so you can hit your 1. Secondary, you shred their protections, you give them a damage dot over time, but the damage reduction shred or the protection shred is the most important part of it. Then you hit them with your 1. They have less protections, 25 less protections at max rank from your 2. You hit them with your 1, so deal additional damage. Your allies can hit them as well because they have less protections. They cannot cast anything. There's silence in that ability, and they are pulled towards wherever you want to pull them to. It's always backwards, but you can aim. As you can see, you can aim a bit. It's not much, but you can aim where you want them to go. So that's the combo from Khepri. Then his ultimate. His ultimate is his best ability, the ability what he's known for, and also his biggest problem. Scarab's Blessing. It's a ground target, affects allies. Khepri blesses an allied god, immediately cleansing them of crowd control, as well as granting them movement speed and immunity to slow effects. So if they're in a whirlpool from Poseidon, they can just walk out of it. For Hades, same thing. In his ultimate, they can just walk out of it. So they get movement speed, which is pretty good, 40% movement speed at max rank. They get crowd control reduction, which is nice for the full duration, I believe. No, cleansing them, my apologies. They're cleansing of the crowd control they have at that moment. If they get crowd controlled again, yeah, then just they get it. If the marked ally would die while blessed, they are instead revived with a percentage of the maximum health at Khepri's location. Revived health goes from 25% to 45% health that they get back. This is his main ability. It is a ground targeting ability. You can miss this, and a big problem is if you're trying to hit an ally close to you, you have a very big chance of hitting yourself. You have a pretty large hitbox, which is a problem with this ult, because it tends to take the wrong target. It's hard to aim this properly in a big team battle, so be careful what you aim for, because there's a big chance you hit yourself because you're so big. So try to be a bit at a distance if you can. Well, let me show it off here. You just go towards the fire giant, make him a bit of angry at me. Here, hit you in the face. He has so much speed to hit. You have to target this on your ally before they die, and the resurrection only takes place. Now we go. There we are. You saw I was immune at the moment. Oh, my apologies, I wasn't immune. I got resurrected immediately. I was a bit late, you couldn't see any crowd control reduction removed, but in a knock-up you can't really remove a knock-up because you're in the air. Yeah, can't really move that. However, you get resurrected. And you get resurrected at Khepri's location. As being a Khepri, if you're in a bad position, usually do not ult yourself, because one, the enemy know about the Khepri ult and will either not attack you for a few seconds and then kill you, and you don't really get away usually with Khepri. You can better use this on an ally carry, because you are not the carry. You can better save your carry once and die yourself. That's better for your team than if you rescue yourself and then all your carry get taken out, because on your own as Khepri usually you're not the one who's the best at defending the Titan or anything from any kind of real damage. You can build him that way, but usually you're not. So save your ult for your allies unless you need to get that achievement, but then you first have to rescue all of your allies and then have to rescue yourself once. But usually I do not use this on myself, because if you're dead, even if you resurrect yourself for a second, you're dead after that anyway. So, his biggest problem, I said. Yes. Why is this his biggest problem? His ultimate is his biggest problem because people expect you to use it on them when they're doing something horrendously stupid. Mostly when you and 3 other members of your team are on the lower left corner of the map, then some idiot at 10% health goes to the right upper corner of the map to a 1v5 at 10% health. And they whine at you when they die, not even noticing that your ult might not even be up. So, to counteract this annoyance, you have to make sure that you can get to those idiots and get them out of that stupid situation they brought themselves into. So how do we do this? Well, first, as I said, well, your cooldown needs to be off cooldown. So first, what I would build, Shoes of Focus, because cooldown reasons and movement speed. After which we go to Breastplate of Valor. This will give you 30% cooldown reduction. This will make, let's sell it for a second to give the numbers better. From a 90-second cooldown, you go to 63-second cooldown. That's pretty good. Every minute you can save someone's ass. After which, of course, as I said, well, you are the bottom left corner or the other corner of the map, basically. And you have to save someone way out there. You have to get there. First, actives. You want purification. You want to get out of stupid situations. You need to get to your ally. You also need to be not CC'd at the moment they are dying. For example, Humbat's ult on your face will make it pretty hard to ult anyone, because you can't do stuff. So you need that purification. Secondly, you need to get there. Sprint is the best option for that. This build is not the tankiest build there is, of course. So you need to bob and weave and get out of abilities of the enemy. You are the getaway car. You are the race beetle. Therefore, the rest of the build is pretty simple. You go to all items, you go to utility, movement, and buy everything. Yes, it's that simple. You start in a specific order, however. You start with Wingblade. Why Wingblade? Well, Wingblade gives you the best bonuses at first. It gives you 10% movement speed, which you want because you want to get to that idiot at the other end of the map. It gives you crowd control reduction. Hey, if they if they see you and you can't use your beads on this or you already used it, then 20% less duration of it is pretty nice to get out of it. It gives you 300 health. Hey, this is a bit of a tanky item. Yes, it is. Pretty good. It's a really good item. And then it's passive. When hit by a slow, you are immune to slows and your movement speed is increased by 20% for 4 seconds. They won't slow you down. They throw a Hebo carpet in front of you. You walk over that carpet and go faster. It's brilliant. It's awesome. I love movement speed, by the way. So yes, movement speed for the win. First you go Winged Blade. Winged Blade is pretty damn good. Next you go its little brother, Ritual Dagger. Why Ritual Dagger? Well, another 200 health, hey, more tankiness, it's pretty good. You stay alive enough to resurrect the others. Cooldown reduction, hey, yes indeed, you just had a 10% here, 20% here, 10% there, 40% maxed out. Perfect, exactly what you want. Attack speed, well, you can make Khepri attack speed, this is not one of them, but you can do it. It has a pretty good attack chain. You get 10% more movement speed, which is awesome. And then it's passive, which is also good. And it's pretty damn awesome with this build. Whenever you use a relic, the duration of that relic's effects are increased by 50%. So you get CC'd and you use purification. Hey, it lasts 1 second longer. 3-second immunity to all crowd control. Yes, please. Sprint. Hey, one of the best racing items there are. 40% speed increase for 5 seconds. Yeah, make it 40% speed increase for 7.5 seconds, please. Thank you. It's awesome. You want that. After that, we go to an item which is easy to swap out. I take this item because I want that speed, and usually you can dodge and bob and weave and get out of abilities because you're so freaking fast. So go Hasten Fatalis. This is the weakest item in this build. You can, if you want to swap out an item, I would suggest swapping out this item. This gives you attack speed, which you don't really need in this build. You can make it capture attack speed, and it's really, really cool to do. But this is not his attack speed build, although it's pretty high at the moment. It's 30, these both give 10, so it's 50% attack speed bonus. It's pretty good. I'll show it off in a sec. It gives you 10% movement speed, you want that. It also gives you the ability to stick to your enemies by removing your attack speed, your movement speed debuff. So you can stick to an enemy, hit them a few times, you have a reduced cooldown, so you can then grab them, abduct them, throw your 2 over them, whatever. You can be a real nuisance toward them, you can body block them. If an Anubis is trying to ult you and uses his 2-3-4 combo, 1, he throws down the aura which slows you down. Hey, Wing Blade, I'm faster now. 2, he freezes you in place, you use beads. 3, he uses ult. You go up to the Anubis, right in his face, and walk around him. Because most people don't have the sensitivity to follow something running around them, next to them. Don't run away, run towards them. Most Anubises, by the way, will also focus the target who is right in their face, and not the one they can kill way over there. So you also make sure your allies don't get killed by it, because most Anubises aren't smart enough to focus on the enemy they can hit, and they try to get the one who's close by, and they cannot hit you because you're freaking fast. Last item, as I said, buy all these things. Royal Scipius. Few reasons. 1, it gives another 250 health. Hey, you're even tankier. Brilliant. Movement speed increase. Yes, I want all the movement speed because I get to the other side of the map to rescue said idiot. You get magic power, which is nice. Just deal a little bit more damage. It's always nice to have a little bit more damage in there. And the aura, even if you have no healer, even if you have no one who lifesteals, it's useless for this build, but it can help your allies if they do have some kind of sustain. So it's not bad, but it's not what you build it for. You build it for the movement speed, the health, and the power. Then, if you have all this, you're brilliant, you're awesome. But you can think I'm not tanky enough. You have a lot of health items. You've got 250, another 200, and another 300 health. So your health should be okay by now. You have 3.01k. Pretty good. You think I'm not tanky enough, which basically you are. You can swap out Hasten Fatalis, and if you swap it out, I would advise taking either Heidi the Urchin. You have to build stacks on this, so your team must be doing okay. But it is, in my opinion, the best protection item you can get, because you get more health, you get more mana, you get more protections towards both sides, and you get more protections against magical and physical per stack. It is really bonkersly good. It is awesome. You want this item. However, I can see that if you say, no, I can't build the stacks for it, go for Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is a very good item. Gives you protection both ways, gives you more cooldown reduction. You already maxed that. You get more crowd control reduction, which is awesome. If you build Spirit Robe, however, on this place, I would, at this point, when you have overcapping now your cooldown reduction, now you're overcapping by 10%, you can remove your Shoes of Focus. And I would say, because of this build, I would go for Traveler Shoes, because this gives you 40% additional movement speed and 25 HP 5 while out of combat. This will make you even faster. So this will even make up for your lost 10% movement speed on Hasten Fatalis. Even go over it by another 4%. This will make you even faster. However, I would also say Reinforced Shoes are very good as well, because you bought this because you thought you weren't tanky enough. This will make you tankier. it is up to you. You can also swap Breastplate of Valor late game. In that case I would suggest leaving this here. You can swap Breastplate of Valor instead of your boots and get Mantle. This will get your cooldown again at 40%. Let's sell it. You see 30%. You have 10% here, 10% there, 10% there. You are now overcapping it by 5%. Who cares? This will give you another... you're overcapping it by 5%, so I would even say that you still would swap this out. You're now on 5% under max cooldown reduction. Your speed is increased. It's pretty awesome to have this. That is what I would do if you want to build more tanky in this situation. You can of course do this, but I'm not a real big fan of this because you need to build first the shooter focus because you need to get it early cooldown online. That's why Focus Valor is a very good one. Replacing Valor with Mantle of Discord is a good plan end game because Mantle is very expensive, but it gives protections both ways and gives cooldown reduction and a brilliant passive. It's better than Breastplate of Valor, but it's so much more expensive that you have to wait till late game to get it. I usually end up with this build because I just love High of the Ocean too fucking much. You are nigh unkillable with this. Yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. You can also, as I said, not wish, hastened here for all the speeds. I love all the speeds. But that's basically this. That's basically this build. The base build is usually where you stick at because it is good enough for all purposes. This is the build. This is Racing Beetle Khepri, the Race Beetle build. You get to the other side of the map very fast, very fast, and save someone from annihilation and get the hell out of there. And at this distance, if you can save someone from that, if that Ra was an ally and I was using my ult there, I would have been able to save him, get him into a safe position. You still deal some decent damage. Yeah, of course his Ra isn't really armored, I believe, so it's pretty easy. You have a very good attack speed chain. You can shred the protections and you can get some kills. This was of course first a Ra with, I don't think they give him any items, but I really missed that. Okay, that was bad of me. See, my health is pretty good. He can't really do much against me. I can keep on doing that on his face, with this, with that, and he's gone. Shut your mouth. So here you've seen this build, a few varieties on it. Yeah, I love High of the Urchin, but I can imagine that you go Spirit Robe instead. This build, as I said in the beginning, is not the tankiest build there is, but it's pretty tanky, 3k HP. You have, let's see the stats. You have 145 physical protections, which is very good. Your magical protections are very low, however, you have a lot of health. And since magical abilities don't crit, who cares? Yeah, really, who cares? I mean, you have 3k HP, the highest abilities I have ever seen hit anyone with. That was, I believe, a Scylla ult for 1800 damage. Oh, then you're still at 1200 damage. You are fast enough to get out. You have all this cool, the CC reduction, crowd control reduction. You have 20% here. Oh, I believe that's all you have. You have 20% crowd control reduction. You've immune to movement speed reductions. You're even faster. Noxus will have a very hard time getting you if you just bubble weave a bit. You can stick to someone. You have a pretty decent attack speed, which is, well, I like his attack speed chain because it does pretty good damage actually. So as you can see, his third hit will hit for a lot. This is one of the builds you can use. This is my favorite Khepri build. As you see, I've shown you a few ways to change it for people who want to be a little bit more tanky. I'd say, well, hastened is the least useful of your items, so play around with that. I hope you liked it. A little bit of insight in who Khepri is, what his abilities do, and a decent build for him, which is not really in the meta, but it's, in my opinion, pretty damn good. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment, like, and I'll see you next time, guys. Later.